What is your name, please?
My name is Ernie Richardson.
My name is Ernie Richardson.
My name is Ernie Richardson.
Only one of these people is the real Ernie Richardson. The other two are imposters and will try to fool this panel. Tom Poston, Kitty Carlisle, Don Amici, and Polly Bergen on To Tell the Truth with your host, Bud Collier.
Thank you, and thank you very much, and welcome once again to Tell the Truth. Brought to you this week by Helene Curtis, makers of fine beauty products, creators of Endon dandruff treatment shampoo, and Helene Curtis Spraynet, regular and super soft. Panel, will you please open up your envelopes for the first time tonight and take out the affidavit cards and follow along as I read. I, Ernie Richardson, am a Canadian who has become an expert at the old Scottish winter sport of curling. While the terminology of curling might be confusing, the game itself is simple. In curling, a player stands at the hack and slides a 42-pound stone along 138 feet of ice. His object is to land his rock with the aid of his sweepers on the button in the center of the house. A game usually consists of 10 ends. A rink consists of 4 players. I am the skip of my rink. At the International Bonspiel in Scotland last March, we became the curling champions of the world. Signed, Ernie Richardson.
I give up. Who is it?
You give up already.
No, I give up. I mean, you know, yeah.
Well, that proves you certainly weren't confused by the game, which I explained very simply to you.
That's
These three
true.
gentlemen all claiming to be Ernie Richardson, skip of the world's champion curling team. And let's begin this first round with Kitty Carlisle. Kitty?
Thank you.
Well, if you think you've confused me, you have. One of the things that I'd like to ask, number one, is, you say this is a Scottish game. I've seen it played in Switzerland, and the term Bonspiel has a kind of Swiss, German, French thing. Why are these terms in here?
Well, it is, way back it was Dutch, apparently, but, and this would account for the
thank
Teutonic
you.
background.
Having seen the game, I know that you shove that pot you're carrying down the ice, and then you sweep like mad in front of it. Why? Number two, I'm so sorry.
This is to aid the stone to get to your target. Get to the
Number
button.
three, why do you sweep in front of it?
To keep the surface of the ice clean.
Would
So
it deflect it even if there was a little snow on it?
Sometimes the ice is a little frosty.
Don?
Well, I want to warn these gentlemen that my knowledge of this game is limitless, so anything I ask, I'm not to be it's not to be held against me, believe me. I know absolutely nothing about this. I saw a picture in the paper, I believe. Was it recently to do with this curling business? Was that in the paper recently?
There have been pictures recently, yes.
Was it a pic? Probably was a picture of whoever is Mr. Richardson here. Tell me a little bit about the game, will you, number one, please? What does the condition of the ice have anything to do with how fast this thing you send down the field, the line goes? Stone?
Well, yes, actually, if you can judge the condition of the ice, you can throw the stone the right way, and that's the object. Half of the game is judging the ice better than your opponents.
Half of the game is that?
Well, the winning half.
Tell me something. Can you push another stone out of the way with your own stone going down?
Still number one?
So, well, number two.
Yes, that's one of the objects.
That's one of the objects.
Right.
Polly?
Well, in other words, this is shuffleboard played with a rock on ice. Number three, would that be sort of like a general, I mean, of course, it's
Yes, it's
shuffleboard is
something
much-
like shuffleboard, yes.
It is similar to shuffleboard. You hit, in other words, it would be good to hit another rock in front of you, right?
Out of play, yes.
Now, number two, how many, do you get a certain number of chances to, tries to get the rock from where you are into the house, or is it just the first person who gets there wins?
No, you have 8 stones per team.
8 stones per team,
Right.
I see.
Tom?
Ernie Richardson, number 2, can you tell me when Bill McDonald stop being the captain of the Glasgow team?
No.
Can you tell me number 3?
No.
No. When was number 1? When did Bill McDonald stop being the captain of the Glasgow team?
I don't know.
Number 3, can you tell me what the term north of steel means?
No.
Do you know number 2, north of steel?
No.
Number 1, do you happen to know?
No.
Number 1, maybe you could tell me which coast of Scotland Glasgow is on.
It's on the west coast.
Can you tell me what...
Probably can, but we haven't time for it, I'm sorry to say, because our stone has landed on the button and is in the house, and we have to proceed with balloting. So will you kindly mark your ballots, if you will, please? Without consultation, vote for number 1, number 2, or number 3. Remember, of course, that it's up to you with your vast knowledge of curling now to uncover the real one. Tom, which one did you vote?
I haven't voted for
I'm
anyone
sorry,
yet.
I thought you had.
Bud, sorry. It's just, I just have to be a complete guess, I guess. I'll take number 2. I couldn't get any information out of anyone.
Kitty?
I didn't have any.
I voted for number 3 because when he said sometimes the ice gets a little frosty, there was an intention and a kind of force behind what he said that made me feel he cared deeply about curling.
Don, what about your vote?
I voted for number 1, Bud, because.
That was forthright and to the point. Thank you, Don. Polly, your vote, please.
I voted for number 3. I guess the women are sticking together tonight. Actually, for 2 reasons. Number 1, the way he said no, which was very Scottish, I thought. And number 2, because he was the only one who said Richardson.
Yeah.
No, he did. He sort of flirted away
Yes, he
as though
did.
he
That's right.
said it for years, which probably means that he just didn't know how to pronounce it correctly. But,
That's what I thought in the beginning.
yeah, so everyone tells me it's the way they say their name.
All righty, even if it isn't Richardson. Well, anyway, we've got our votes in and our minds made up, and if you're playing along at home, as we always express the hope that you are, then let's see how close you come to the truth with us as we find out which one of these gentlemen is the skip of the world's champion curling team. Will the real Ernie Richardson please stand up? Thank you, sir, very much. And the ladies had it. They had the word for it this time. Number 1, would you tell us your real name and what you really do, please?
My name is Carol Bjornsson. I'm representative for Hilmar Rexton, a Norwegian ship owner. And I've never seen a curling match in my life.
Well, you can never tell that from the way you handle yourself, both you and number 2. Would you tell us your real name, sir, what you do?
My name is Stanley Owen, and I'm a captain in the U.S. Navy.
Well, we thank you, gentlemen. In checking the score, we find there were exactly 2 incorrect votes at $250 each for a total of $500 from Helene Curtis, and of course, a gift package of fine beauty products from Helene Curtis for your ladies. Thank you very much for being with us. Happy curling. Good night. Good night. Problems, problems, problems. Here's one that will not bother you anymore. Thanks to Helene Curtis, Endon.
What kind of head scratcher are you? Wary? Eager? Thoughtful? Scratching won't solve your dandruff problem, but Endon will. Helene Curtis Endon Dandruff Treatment Shampoo. Endon really works. It's medically proved 99% effective. Used regularly, Endon is guaranteed to end your dandruff problems and prevent their return. While you shampoo, Endon's medications penetrate and remove dandruff. Leave invisible protection that lasts from shampoo to shampoo. Endon leaves your hair radiantly clean, soft, shiny, easy to manage.
I use Endon regularly as my only shampoo, and so does my whole family.
Helene Curtis Endon Dandruff Treatment Shampoo. Clear golden liquid, cream, or lotion. And for people with dry hair, new Special Endon, specially formulated for dry hair.
Now, panel, let's meet our next team of challengers.
What is your name, please?
My name is Jane Rosenthal. My name is Jane Rosenthal.
My name is Jane Rosenthal.
Again, panel, will you follow along with your copies of this next affidavit? I, Jane Rosenthal, am a museum curator and field archaeologist. Although my specialty is the ancient art of the Americas, I have explored ruins in the Middle East, where I also dug for remains of the Neanderthal man. Last year, I was awarded a fellowship, which enabled me to start my own explorations in southern Mexico. Signed, Jane Rosenthal.
Thank you. I know a Jean Rosenthal, a very talented lady. Miss Rosenthal, number 3, can you tell me what is a cenote or thenote?
I'm sorry, I don't know.
It's C-E-N-O-T-E. I may not be pronouncing it right. Do you know number 2? Thenote
No,
or
I don't
cenote?
know.
You know number 1?
Tree?
I don't think so. I'm not sure.
Could be a $100 bill, a C note.
A C note.
Yeah.
Can you tell me, number 3, who discovered the city of Troy?
Dr. Schliemann.
Number 2, can you tell me the name of the famous gate he unearthed?
Dr. Hank Schliemann, oh, no, I don't.
Do you remember number 1?
The gate of the, no, I don't know.
No, you don't. Can you tell me who, number 1, who built the city of Xochitl? Or do you know what I'm talking about? I may be pronouncing that wrong, too.
In Babylonia?
In Babylonia? Well, I'm really pronouncing it wrong.
You have Mexico in mind?
Yes, but I probably have pronounced it.
Kitty.
They breed them awful pretty in archaeology, I'll say that.
Sure do.
Number 1,
Where'd you dig these up, bud?
where was... Number 1, where was the Piltdown man found?
It was found in England.
Number 2, was he bogus or real?
He was disproved, rather.
Number 3, there are famous Roman ruins that have been dug up in Libya. Do you know the name of the town where they are?
No, I don't.
Number 1, what are they called? Quetzalcoatl in Mexico.
It's the name of a deity.
A deity. Number 2, do you know what kind of a deity?
The serpent god.
The what?
Don, a serpent
god.
Number 2, you're a curator of what museum?
The Virginia Museum of Fine Arts.
And number 3?
The Delgado Museum in New Orleans.
And number 1?
The Brooklyn Museum.
Don, if nothing, we give you variety.
Yes, indeed. Yes, I got all that. Number 3, how large is the French Quarter in New Orleans?
It's 3 or 4 blocks.
3 or 4 blocks wide, and about how many deep, would you say?
About 10 blocks.
Yeah. Number 2, what kind of a fellowship did you get?
It was the Ford Foundation Fellowship of grants, yes.
And number 1, how much did this fellowship pay you?
$2,500.
$2,500,
Yes,
said.
thank
Polly?
you.
Thank you, bud. Number 3, who is Louis Cotlow?
Pardon me?
Louis Cotlow.
I don't know the name.
Number 1, do you know?
No, I don't.
Number 2, do you know?
No, I don't.
A very famous southern Mexican explorer, exploring South America and such. He brought back, I think, the first shrunken head or something. I don't know. Well,
They didn't dig
it's
those
important
up.
to know those things.
But they didn't dig those heads up.
Oh, quiet. Number 2, what is a, now my pronunciation may be wrong. What is a yeti? A Y-E-T-I?
Are you, I think you're speaking of the Mexican sort of bead that they found in the room.
Number 3, could you tell me what is a yeti?
Not yet, she can't, because...
Oh, I only got one question.
I'm sorry.
I wish you'd stop laughing so much. One question.
I'd like to know myself, what is a yeti?
A yeti is the Tibetan word for the abominable...
All right, sure. Okay.
Oh, dear.
You know,
Santa
it was a
Claus.
Yeti Yeti. It was a Yeti that they heard looking over the snowbank at some explorers coming up Mount Everest, you know, and one Yeti said to another, here comes some more of those abominable mountain climbers. All right, it's time to ballot, if you will,
Gentlemen, I
please.
would like for you to meet the real Jane Rosenthal.
Will you please mark your ballots
Well, I
without
knew more.
consultation? Without consultation, vote for number 1, number 2,
All right.
or number 3.
Wait a minute.
Okay. Tom, are you all marked?
I tell you, I just can't, I don't even know why I voted this way. So I didn't. I voted for M.
No, I haven't.
I don't know why I did that.
Number 3, was it? Number 3, yes. All right, Kitty?
I voted for number 2. Number 1 didn't answer one of my questions correctly, I think about the plumed serpent, Quetzalcoatl. Number 2 said the Piltdown Man was bogus, but I didn't ask number 3. And she had some very good answers for Tom, but I still think it's number 2.
Don?
I voted for number 2 because she didn't know what Yeti was. And number 1 knew what Sancho was. Polly, you're wonderful.
Polly, your vote, please.
Well, they were the only 2 things I knew about. I can't help it if they didn't know them. I knew them. I voted for number 3. Number 2 offered an awful lot of extra information, like the first name of that doctor. That always, when they start offering information, I
Watch
get a
it,
little...
yeah. Don't give anything away.
No, you know, they try too hard not to be guessed. And number 3, also number 2 didn't know what a Yeti is, though I probably got it so messed up with pronunciation. Number 1 was terribly bright, and I think we all made a mistake not voting for her.
All right, let's find out if we made a mistake or not by asking right now the real Jane Rosenthal to please stand up. You fooled the panel 100%. Congratulations to you all. And of course, number 2, would you tell us your real name and what you really do, please?
I'm Greta Gee, and I'm with the Institute of International Education here in New York.
Thank you. And number 3, your real name and what you do, please.
My name is Deanne Barkley, and I work on the production staff of the television show I've Got a Secret.
And without any qualms at all, 4 incorrect votes, $250 each, $1,000 for you pretty ladies. That should do a lot of digging, I would say. And, of course, a gift package of fine beauty products from Helene Curtis. Thank you so much for being with us. Good digging to you. Good night, and God bless you. Vive la différence. That's French for hooray for 2 different kinds of Spraynet.
All girls, even sisters, are beautifully different, and they continue to prefer Helene Curtis Spraynet for their own different reasons. Spraynet comes in 2 distinctly different types of control, firm and soft, regular and super soft. Whichever you choose, the very name Helene Curtis Spraynet inspires confidence. Take regular Spraynet. Nothing equals its special way of holding firmly. Millions of women have been using it exclusively for years. Or choose Super Soft Spraynet, the tried and true way to hold curls softly. Never mind a separate styling spray, recomb anytime. Super Soft lets you restyle without respraying. The sister sprays Helene Curtis Spraynet, regular or Super Soft. And look, free, new Tender Touch Dry Skin Bath Oil with every $1.35 size of Helene Curtis Spraynet.
And now may I introduce our 3rd team of challengers.
What is your name, please?
My name is Professor Maynard Amarin.
My name is Professor Maynard Amarin.
My name is Professor Maynard Amarin.
Again, follow along, panel, will you? I, Professor Maynard Amarin, am the chairman of the Department of Grape Culture and Winemaking at the University of California. California is the only university in the world to give a degree with a specialization in winemaking. We maintain our own vineyards in which we grow some 2,000 varieties of grapes. In our own winery, we make 5,000 to 10,000 gallons of wine of 200 different types, for research purposes only. I also teach an adult course in the principles of wine appreciation. One of the tests during this course involves identifying wines by taste. This course is closed to undergraduates. Signed, Maynard Amarine. Here we have three gentlemen, each claiming to be Maynard Amarine, professor of viticulture and enology. And we'll start this round with Polly Bergen, our expert in these subjects.
Number 3. Where is the University of California? Besides being in California, I mean.
The particular branch of the university that I'm connected with, I assume you mean, is
Yes.
the University of California at Davis.
At Davis, I see. Number 2, where's Davis?
Davis is about 70 miles east and slightly north of San Francisco.
Number 1, is that where Davis is?
Well, it's also 10 miles from Sacramento.
That puts it right on the spot for me.
Tom Poston,
I
please.
can see something about wine.
Let me ask, you know, I heard about this branch of the education. They did a lot of things out there. They crossed an elephant with a centipede, you know. That's right.
I didn't know
they
that.
said, we don't know what we got, but when that thing starts stomping grapes, look out. That's courtesy of Bob Arbogast, who lives out that way. What is a cuvee number 2, please?
This is a blend of wines for making a champagne.
Number 2, maybe you could also tell us what is Saumur. I may not be pronouncing that right, but it's a Mexican god.
No, don't make it wrong.
Saumur, S-A-U-M-U-R.
I don't know.
Do you know number 1?
No.
Number 3, please, Saumur.
Saumur is a wine near Quincy.
I'm sorry, what? Near?
Quincy. Q-U-I-N-C-Y. It's a district near Quincy, in the Loire.
Kitty?
Thank you.
That's about 20 miles from Davis.
10 miles south
10
of
miles from
Blanchard.
Blanchard, yes, thank
Number
you.
3, when you taste various wines, what do you clean your mouth with between each tasting?
You don't clean your mouth after tasting wine.
You get them all mixed up then. You don't know one from the other. Number 2, what do you clean your mouth with?
Well, you use a little bit of the next wine after the first one.
Now you know, Kitty, now you know why the course is closed to undergraduates.
In France, we used other things. Number 1, how do you trick brandy?
By adding a ferment and sugar.
Number 2, 3, how do you trick?
Number 3, how big is the Romani, excuse me, thank you, Bud. Number 3, how big is the Romani Conti vineyard?
They bottle less than...
About how many acres, would you say?
Oh. You don't have acres in France. You have hectares.
Yeah. Number 2, what is the proper combination for the best wine? Of what? Combination of what?
Well, it must look good and smell good and taste.
No, I mean that goes into the make.
Oh, I could have asked lots more questions.
Well, we may not have had much time, but we've had a lot of laughs and learned a lot of things tonight.
Is it possible I could be Jane Rosenthal and Professor Maynard?
You could be, and we'll find out in a moment or two. May I ask you to mark your ballots, please, without consultation. As before, please vote for number 1, number 2, or number 3. Tell me when you're ready. You mark, Tom?
Oh, wait.
Holly, Tom, have you marked your ballot?
Yes, I
For
happen
whom,
to
please?
have marked my ballot. I voted for number 3 because he knew what Saumur was.
And Kitty?
Well, I voted for number 1 because I didn't think he did know what Saumur was. I thought Saumur was some kind of a military academy. Number 1 said that you trick brandy with fermentation, which I don't think is true. I think it's tea and a little caramel or sugar, but he did say sugar. And number 2 might be the one.
Don?
I voted for number 1 because I didn't get a chance to ask him anything.
Polly, your vote.
Well, may I just establish one thing? Is the real person allowed to mispronounce their name?
No, I would say
Because
not.
number 2 mispronounced his name.
He did?
Yes, he called himself Professor Maynard Amarine.
Yes.
And if that's usable, then I quit. Because of that, I voted for number 1, and I also voted for him because I didn't ask him any questions, and I asked 2 and 3, and I didn't like their answers.
All right, let's find out whether answers are good or bad and whether guessing is good and bad as voting. As we discover which one of these gentlemen is the real university professor, wine expert. So will the real Maynard Amarine please stand up? If he mispronounced his name, I'm sure it was only a slip of the tongue and nothing more. It was certainly not a deliberate thing. Thank you very much, sir. Number 1, you tell us your real name and what you really do.
My name is Tom Lazor, and I'm an account executive at Sugner & Hennessy, an advertising agency.
Thank you, sir. And number 3, your real name and what you really do, please.
My real name is William Lawrence Sloan. I'm a photographer's representative and president of Cheese Unlimited, the house of 400 cheeses.
Very well, gentlemen. As the ladies before, you fooled the panel 100%. That means, of course, 4 incorrect votes at $250 each for a grand total of $1,000, or 1 grand, as whatever you want to call it. And, of course, a gift package of fine beauty products from Helene Curtis for your ladies. Thanks so much for being with us. Good night and happy wine tasting. Now, here's a message about something new to control coughing.
Now, a single spoonful of a remarkable medication brings new relief from coughing due to colds and bronchial irritation. It's Dristan decongestant cough medicine that not only stops coughing, but actually controls 5 important causes of coughing. When you take Dristan decongestant cough medicine, here's what happens. A special demulcent soothes irritated throat membranes. An effective cough stopper subdues nerves that control coughing. Then, a decongestant relieves bronchial congestion, combines with other ingredients to help loosen and clear bronchial passages. An exclusive anti-allergent helps prevent back-of-throat irritation. Nobody can duplicate this exclusive combination of ingredients to give you this formula for cough relief. Get pleasant-tasting Dristan decongestant cough medicine. Contains no codeine, no narcotics. Taken as directed, safe even for 3-year-olds.
Well, that's all the time we have for tonight. There'll be many a post-mortem after the show is off the air, I'm sure. It's a rather sad occasion because we must say goodbye to 2 of our dear panelists. Kitty Carlisle is going away for a vacation, and I hope it's a wonderful one.
Thank you, Bud.
And Don Amici is going on the road with 13 Daughters, his new musical show. And I want to say goodbye and best wishes to both of you. Have a wonderful time and much success.
Thank you very much, Bud.
We will have replacing Kitty, Miss Faye Emerson, and Mr. Ralph Bellamy will be in your place, Don.
Good. I'm glad.
Well, good luck to you all. Have a wonderful week. Good night, panel.
Night,
Bud Collier saying good night from Helene Curtis and reminding you to tell the truth. Good night, everybody.
To Tell the Truth is a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production. To Tell the Truth has been brought to you by Helene Curtis, makers of Endon Dandruff Treatment Shampoos and Helene Curtis Spraynet, regular and super soft. Johnny Olson saying goodnight from To Tell the Truth. This program was pre-recorded.